Hey YouTube, Mark Kaufman here, and today I have a very special Victorinox to show you, and that is a Victorinox standard. Now you're probably thinking, okay, look, we've seen enough standards, you have a lot of them, what's so special about this? Well, this is the missing transitional model that I meant to have. I did a video where I lined up all my Victorinox standards and told you guys that one was actually the transitional from the Victoria/Victorinox stamping, where the stamps on the back said Victoria and then on the front it says Victorinox. This is the one that goes in between the Victoria and then the Officer Suisse models. So this here is a Victorinox that was produced from 1973 to 1976. And what is really interesting about that is the Tang stamp dictates that it was produced from 73 to 76, and this would be a later model from 76 because it does not have the clip point blade. Excuse the oil there. And so this is going to be a transitional piece and would then show a change in the Tang stamp because of that. So what you get, as I wipe the oil away, is the Victorinox Switzerland stainless roast fry, but then on this side you have nothing. It's a blank stamp. And Victorinox went from this stamping to then the Officer Suisse with the crossbow on the back of it, which would be, if I have one over here. Let me see if I have a Swiss Army knife. I probably have one in my pocket. I don't. I will have to use this one. This is going to be a sneak peek for y'all. So this is one that I've been working on, and it is a Tourist, but this one here has the Officer Suisse crossbow. So from here we went to this stamping, Victorinox Switzerland stainless roast fry, and then Officer Suisse. But what I love about this one here is that I have the nickel silver shield. Now this knife was actually in very, very poor shape. I actually had to pry off the scales and clean under this knife because the scales were raised about 2 millimeters off the handle with gunk, dirt, and grime. It was just really gross, and there was only one way to clean it, so I had to take them off. But because of that, these scales were a celluloid-based material. They're not like the plastic that they use now, which is called, well, Celador, but this was also called Celador, but it was a different formula. And so this had an interesting life. We have a few press marks here, we have a few dents and dings, a few scratches in the back, but I have to say I had to get these glued on. And I don't really like to glue these things on, but this knife is an interesting one because it is a transitional model, and it's one that I don't have. Now, with the tools here, we still have the standard cap lifter, screwdriver, flathead, and then we have the can opener. We don't have the pat anymore. They stopped doing that in 71. And this knife here was just one that I saw and I thought, okay, I know that's old. Either way I go about it, it's going to be a cool thing to have in the collection. But what is really cool is it still has this very interesting awl, and it has that interesting divot. And where is my pointer? Let me see. I had a pointer here. I will use this, which is another sneak peek for y'all. But this here is a really interesting detail because they stopped doing this later in the 1970s, and then in the 80s this was done away with. In the late 70s, Victorinox did away with this divot on the end, and then later on they raised the bevel edge of the awl up to about here. So this is just one that is very interesting to add to my collection, and I'm very happy to have it. We also have this very nice corkscrew, which is now the 4-turn. So I thought you guys would enjoy seeing this one. This one was definitely an act of love on my side. It's something I'm happy to have in my collection, and I wanted to show you guys this, primarily because I wanted to correct the past video that I did with all my standards, but I also wanted to show you guys this one because I think it's a very important model because of all the changes that happened with it. So till the next one, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.